Dang, Brody. That hike got me parched. Can I borrow some of your water?
Super hot out here. I feel you. Here you go.
Thanks, man. This is just what I needed. Perfect.
Oh, what are you doing? That bottle is $8. That's not for spilling, that's for drinking.
Man, why would you pay $8 for a bottle of water?
Because it's alkaline water. It has a pH above 7, duh. It has a bunch of benefits. It prevents cancer, um, immune system support, um, skin health, colon health, and anti-aging.
Bro, those are all just like myths. None of them are backed up by any science, and good thing I brought my mini projector with a presentation just about this one thing. You should come in and see it. Here we go. So, in this presentation, I'm going to talk and discuss the myths that have been brought up about alkaline water and how these companies have benefited from these myths about how it can be so beneficial to your life. And this has allowed them to way overprice the water that they are selling. So, for some background of the major claims they have made, blood is known to have a natural pH around 7.35 to 7.45. This is very slightly basic. So, the advocates for basic waters state that if your water is supposed to be basic, why would you ingest water that is acidic, especially considering blood is a majority water? People have also claimed that cancer has been shown to live in more acidic environments, and we'll get more on that later. And a lot of the unhealthy drinks that people like to consume, like soda or juices, have been shown to be pretty acidic. So they have equated acidic water to the unhealthy drinks and their acidity. So this page, to me, is the science lesson that the advocates for acidic or basic water did not receive. In our body, we have defense mechanisms to maintain the pHs of certain areas. In the blood, we want to maintain 7.35 to 7.45. So we have mechanisms put in place. We have ventilation. When you get tired from running, you are lowering the pH of your blood slightly, so your body exhales carbon dioxide to raise the pH a bit. In your stomach, where the pH is supposed to be around 2-ish, your specific cells are going to make stomach acid, which is hydrochloric acid. That is known to be a very strong acid. So right off the bat, we see that just acidic, bad, alkaline, good can't be true. As you can see in this image, gastric acid is pH of 1. Urine has a generally acidic pH. It varies in a specific range. Human skin is slightly acidic. And all of these pHs are very important to the processes happening in these specific areas. So just making a blanket statement that acidity bad, alkalinity good, can't be made accurately. So now that we got the basic science lesson of buffers, we can look at some of these images that have been used by these advocates for alkaline water and what they say. Off the bat, we get the blanket statement: acidic equals poor health, alkaline equals good health. Well, what part of our body are we talking about? It just shows the whole human, bad, good. That doesn't say anything scientific. That doesn't really explain why or how. On the right, we see some of the 7 benefits that they're claiming. Weight loss is the first one, which water has been shown to help people lose weight because you are filling your stomach up with water, which has 0 calories and can make you feel a little bit more full. It'll detox. Here it says removes heavy metals. Well, we can't just drink alkaline water to detox. We have a liver and we have the kidneys, which are working day in, day out, 24/7, the whole year to remove body of toxins and drugs and a bunch of other chemicals that aren't supposed to be here. Hydration is I guess, a benefit of alkaline water. That, to me and to most people, that just sounds like a benefit of water. Healthy skin. This has been kind of debated, but right now the science doesn't really show a good benefit of water to younger looking skin, so that isn't really applicable. 5, good digestion. Well, people have always said hydration and water helps in digestion, and it's no different with acidic or basic water, so that is it doesn't really matter. Muscles and joints, again, stronger binder. What does that mean? What is it more strongly binding to? They don't explain because there is no validity in that point. And then energy, power of hydrogen. Not too much science on that. The most dangerous claim that I've seen these companies and people say that alkaline water can do for your health is that it can prevent, cure, help fight against cancer. Cancer, in couple slides ago, I said that one of the claims is that cancer thrives in an acidic environment, and this is a thing that scientists have noticed, is that cancer does live in an acidic environment, but it has kind of created a chicken and egg type situation where you're like, did cancer grow because the environment was acidic, or was it that cancer made that environment acidic? And it turns out medicine has shown that it's the latter, that cancer makes that environment acidic through the production of lactic acid. Lactic acid, which is shown in the bottom image, we all know generally that when we work out, the fatigue is caused by lactic acid. And this is because our bodies aren't getting enough oxygen to the cells, so they start creating energy anaerobically from glucose. And that creates lactate. In a cancer cell, especially in the deeper cells of cancer, that not enough oxygen might get to those cells, and they use glucose for energy, and it gets converted to lactate. The lactate gets pushed out of the cancer tumor, and it creates this acidic environment that these people have claimed is the cause of cancer. And that is just not true. Every cell in our body has the ability to create lactic acid, and most of the cells in our body can use it as energy. And in the case of cancer, it can be used as energy by other cancer cells, or it can be used as a growth factor for other blood vessels, which is shown in the top right, angiogenesis. That's what we call that. And not enough oxygen, lactic acid gets built, and then it can be used to create more blood vessels to that cancer cell. So just like cancer is known, it's hijacked a natural process in our body and is using it to its own advantage. And based on what we've learned prior, that we have these buffers in the way that are going to prevent what we eat, what we consume, from affecting the pH outside of the stomach, then how would what we eat prevent lactic acid from being created by these cancer cells? Or how would it neutralize it if the pH goes from 2 in the stomach to 7.4 in the blood, and there has to be some way to prevent that crossover? So what would happen if we were able to just eat acidic food and make our blood acidic, or eat basic food and make our blood basic? Well, we would affect the proteins in our body. Each protein in our body has a specific range of pH which they work ideally. In pepsin, which is a protein in our stomach which breaks down other proteins, it works ideally around a pH of 1 or 2. The enzymes and proteins in our blood, they work best at the pH of our blood generally, so 7.4. If we could just eat a lemon and decrease the pH of our blood, then some of these enzymes would just fall apart. or we call it denature, or does not work ideally. There's sicknesses related to this called acidosis and alkalosis. Acidosis being too much acidity in the blood, and alkalosis having too basic of blood. Both of these cause severe issues that could eventually, if the range of pH is too high or too low, could cause death. So it isn't. It would be very challenging to eat properly if we could affect our whole body's pH like these alkaline water advocates claim we can. So the ultimate question is alkaline water worth it? Some of these companies, based on these claims that people believe, the anti-cancer, the anti-aging, whatever it is, they are able to charge over $4 sometimes per bottle. That is ridiculous price, and when put into context of how much it costs to get a whole month's worth of water for the average family, which is $46 as of 2017 in Phoenix, that's only 10 to 11 water bottles. Like, is that charge for these non-existent benefits worth it to the average person? It shouldn't be. And on top of all of that, you create a lot of plastic waste that wouldn't necessarily be there if we were to use the tap. So, as we just discussed, you can't really alter your pHs outside of your stomach from what you eat. Otherwise, we have to be very careful about what we ate.
Dang, man, I'm never gonna waste my money on that ever again.